May the peace of the Lord be with you, my dear friends. Next Sunday, we are going to celebrate the 13th Sunday in Ordinary Time. And in the Gospel, we are going to read how Jesus was going to the house of the head of the synagogue of Capharnaum to heal his 12-year-old daughter who was dying. But as he was going to Jairus' house, a woman who suffered from internal bleeding came up to him, and notwithstanding the crowd that was pressing on Jesus, succeeded in touching his cloak, because she said to herself, "If but I touch his cloak, I will be healed." And that's what she did. She touched his cloak, and immediately she was cured. She felt in herself that the bleeding stopped and that her body was cured. My friends, it wasn't the cloak that cured the woman, but it was Jesus and her faith in Jesus. That's what Jesus told the woman. "Your faith has saved you. Go in peace." So, my friends, Jesus not only cured her disease, but also touched her with his peace. She suffered a lot under many doctors, and she spent all her money trying to find a cure, but it was all in vain. And so she had to play her last card, and that was Jesus. And she succeeded in getting what she dearly wanted, her cure. But Jesus gave her more, his peace. My friends, Jesus is still touching the hearts of people, and we can attest this in our hermitage at Lecelle. I remember last week how a man told us how he brought a group of visitors, of tourists, English tourists, in his minibus. He parked at our parking area. The tourists entered the hermitage and he waited for them outside in the parking area. And he told me how astonished he was when the group returned to him. They were all crying silently, filled with emotion, and cried peacefully. They were so touched by what they heard and by the Spirit that encountered their hearts. Yes, Jesus touched these tourists. They entered as tourists, but they left as pilgrims with a heart full of peace. That peace that Jesus gave to that woman, he gave also that same peace to these tourists. My dear friends, I remember also a man who came to us frequently with his family to stay with us for a week or so. And he told us the last time he came about his experience, spiritual experience, because he was a lapsed Catholic. He was a non-practicing Catholic. And he told us that when he came for the first time here, on entering the main door here, he felt a very gentle breeze that invaded his whole heart. And he immediately felt a serenity which he never experienced, a peace that was so deep. And he immediately recognized the presence of God, of the Holy Spirit. And from that moment onwards, he never looked back again. And he became, slowly but surely and steadily, a practicing Catholic. Yes, my friends, Jesus is still touching our hearts. If we are open to him, he will touch our hearts. The two miracles that we are going to read about in this 13th Sunday regarding the cure of the 12-year-old daughter of Jairus and the cure of that woman who for 12 whole years suffered from hemorrhages. Jesus wants to tell us something very important, that he came here to give us life. He is a God of life and not of death, as the Book of Wisdom in the first reading tells us. He came to this world, as he told us in the Gospels, to give us life and to give it in abundance, my dear friends. So, my dear friends, let us open our hearts widely so that we can welcome Jesus in our hearts, in our life. Because as Jesus told us, I am the truth, the way, and the life. And life has a name, and this name is Jesus. So, my friends, greetings from this railway station. It's the station of Camucia, very near our hermitage of Le Celle of Cortona. May God bless you and keep you in His loving and tender embrace. Bye-bye. See you next Sunday, God willing. Bye-bye.